Welcome to the Essential Wellness Pathway to Success, Class 2. This is Aisha Harley and Lita Batho, and we're here to help you along your path towards building a fruitful doTERRA oils business.
These are the 5 fundamental steps of building a successful doTERRA business. Today's focus is to prepare and find.
I find in working with people that when they start the business, a lot of people jump right ahead to saying, okay, I need to enroll some people. I need to get out there and sell some oils. And that can be both exciting and also make them kind of nervous. So there's some groundwork that if you step back and take some time, it will make everything go so much better.
Yes, it's common to get so excited about the oils and the opportunity that we rush out and overwhelm our friends with our enthusiasm. This is actually called fire hosing, and it's exactly what you do not want to do. This is one of the things that can give network marketing a bad name.
I think we all know someone who's gotten really excited about a product and suddenly all they wanted to talk about was this product and how you should get some. Then maybe you didn't even want to talk to that person very much anymore. So it's not that you shouldn't be enthusiastic, but it's definitely good to be conscious of how you're expressing yourself and be mindful not to overwhelm your family and friends. Also, people tend to get a little nervous or scared when they feel like they need to get out there and start selling oils, and they've never done anything like that before. Sometimes that fear can just stop people in their tracks. Our intention with this class is to set you up for success and save you from making some of the mistakes that we've made.
So the first place to start is to be a product of the product.
This means use your oils. Try every product. Experiment and see what works for you. That way, when you start talking about your experiences with the oils, it will feel genuine and authentic. You'll speak from your own experience and find it easy to connect with people who have similar issues to deal with. I know that I try every product that doTERRA offers so that I can speak from firsthand experience about how I liked it and what it is like to use it.
It's really our love for the product that makes this business so successful. I know that if I never made another dollar from doTERRA, I would continue to use and talk about the products. I always lead with sharing from my heart and educating, and the rest tends to then just fall into place. Using the product is what builds this confidence. Once you get to know the products, you can share the experience with others. In classes, yes, but also in everyday life. I always take my oils out when I'm in a cafe. I'll add some to my water or take a little Slim and Sassy or put on some Balance. This oftentimes promotes curiosity and conversation with others about the oils. When people see the lifestyle you've created using the oils, they usually want to know more.
This is why we never leave home without our oils. If you're taking notes right now, I want you to write that down. Never leave home without the oils. First of all, because we might need them. Secondly, because sharing oils isn't something you need to set aside time for and do separately from the rest of your life. It can actually just become your life. The reason we chose this picture for our slide is that it's a hike I took with my partner's family in Yosemite National Park last summer. That's me in the blue shirt on the right. It was such a fantastic day, and I can also remember that just on the course of that one hike, I talked with someone about using oils for their health issues. I pulled out my lavender and applied it to my arms because I was feeling all hot and sweaty. We used peppermint to stay cool, and we had TerraShield with us for insect repellent. If you're an oil user, sharing can be naturally integrated into your life. It's actually going to make a great day that much better.
Yes, I always carry my oils. You just never know when an opportunity will present itself. For example, my husband and I purchased our home a few years ago, and our mortgage broker had a cough. So I offered him an On Guard throat drop. It wasn't my intention actually to be selling oils in that moment, and it was such a surprise when a few days later he called and opened up an account.
I can't tell you how many times I've shared a peppermint beadlet with a stranger or offered some oils to a friend when we are out having a walk or going to a movie. So I know that I just carry a sample package and some bottles of oil in my purse. Aisha, how do you carry your oils?
I have a case that holds about 12 oils. They're all the ones that I would never leave home without. You can find great cases on Aroma Tools. And along with my oils, I carry some A to Z guides, my business cards, some oil samples, and some deep blue rub packets.
Me too. It's best to be prepared to share at any time.
It is very important when you share samples that you also ask for their information and permission to follow up. So, along with learning through using, we learn about the oils through classes, webinars, websites, and books. There's quite a lot of free education available. Learning consistently is key to the business. You don't need to learn everything at once. Bit by bit, you'll gain more knowledge and confidence.
Something people ask me a lot is, how do I know so much about essential oils? The truth is, I have learned through using them over time and through hanging out with other oil users and attending classes and events. I love the community because it's so supportive and everyone loves to share information. And I also love how easy it is to research particular oils and issues. As a business builder, it's a good habit to schedule in time every week for your essential oil education.
Some great places to start and refer back to are these websites. There is the YouTube channel, which is ours, and you can just Google my name, Aisha Harley, to find that. We have a Facebook page, which is called The Essential Wellness Pathway to Success, where we answer questions, post homework, and have conversation about building a successful business. We suggest you check out doTERRAuniversity.com. And then for education, there's Aromatic Science, and also a great site to answer your oil questions is neweverythingessential.me.
If you're serious about using essential oils, the doTERRA annual convention and regional trainings are so worth it. Likewise, if a founder of doTERRA is speaking in your town, go. If one of your diamond or blue diamond uplines is giving a talk, go. This is so important and so helpful. At this point, I've personally been to 3 annual conventions, and I'm telling you, it offers so much real content and education about the products and the company. Plus, it's really fun. So, Aisha, if I were starting out and getting ready with my doTERRA business to begin, what supplies are essential?
That's a great question, Lita. These are things everyone should have. First of all, the Modern Essentials book, which you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen. It's a great resource and lists detailed information about each oil and product. It also offers a lot of suggestions for which oils to try for many issues and conditions. And then, of course, there's the A to Z guide, which is like a small brochure version of the Modern Essentials, and it is a must. I learned so much from this little booklet when I started. Plus, you want to invest in your business cards and contact labels and drams so you'll have oil samples to give away.
So we've listed some websites on this slide where you can find these supplies: aromatools.com, myoilbusiness.com, and a place to start for doTERRA business cards is the doTERRAquickprintstudio.com.
So, you're using your oils, you're checking into some educational resources, you've got your A to Z guides and oils in your bag. So now what? Who to talk to?
One of the best ways to begin to get a picture of your community is to make a list.
Yes, sit down and make a list of the people you know. Who is on this list? Everyone. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about whether this person or that person needs oils or not. All you're doing is jogging your memory and making a picture of your whole community, from family to close friends, the person who does your hair, your book club members, whomever you know.
In fact, that acronym on the image is meant to help jog your memory. It stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids. Think of maybe 200 people as a target number to start your list of names.
Now, those of you listening to us may be thinking, I don't know that many people. But the statistical truth is, Everyone over 30 knows the names of over 2,000 people. After all, how many Facebook friends do you have? You could start there. Who are the people you see each day?
Right. Don't worry about the next step yet. At this point, just make your list and remember this list isn't permanent. You're adding people to your network all the time. Every time I go out, I might meet somebody new or have a conversation, and that's a new acquaintance. So the list isn't this set, static thing, it's a constant work in progress.
We talk about making 2 contacts per day is mentioned for keeping your name list alive.
It simply means talk to people. You don't have to talk about oils the first time you meet someone. Talk about anything. If you don't know someone, of course, you're not going to launch right into telling them about your essential oils business. You're going to say hi, maybe introduce yourself. Take your time. It can take a few touches over time until the oils come up in conversation.
So, we advise to be open to everyone around you. Talking to people is a habit worth cultivating. This is actually really easy to do in your day to day activities like going to the bank or the grocery store. doTERRA is a relationship based business. You've made your list, so now what? It's time to start contacting, knocking on people's door. Metaphorically speaking, isn't always easy. It brings up feelings of fear of rejection, what are they going to think of me, or seeming pushy, fear of offending people. We all go through this. In fact, the fear can keep us from even getting started, and we will make all kinds of excuses as to why we cannot do it today.
In the EDGE training system, Seth Risenmay mentions that what we are afraid of in this situation is something in the future. What you're doing at this present moment is simply you're going to ask who in your network is interested in learning about essential oils. Just learning. Going back to the metaphor of the door, if you ask, are you interested in learning about essential oils? And they say no, that's fine. But don't keep knocking on that same door. That's why you have 100 people on your names list so that you can simply move on to the next person.
Keep in mind your fear is imaginary, and there's no point in knocking on a door that is going to stay closed for now. Allow people to invite you in by saying yes to one of the following questions and take one question at a time. We recommend asking everyone, then entering where you are invited.
We mentioned on the last slide that door number 1, so to speak, is are you open to learning to use essential oils to take care of your family? This is a way to see who may be ready for the next question. If they're interested in learning, they may want to come to a class and meet with you and do just that, learn. Once they've learned how the products work, they may be open to the second question.
Are you interested in using the product?
Using the product means bringing some home and incorporating it into their lives. Chances are they'll love the products as much as you do and may at some point be open to sharing it with others.
Bringing us to the third question, are you interested in sharing the product?
If the answer to this question is yes, you can take the next steps and show them what to do to share effectively, connect them with trainings like this one, and mentor them.
So clearly, if someone isn't interested in question number 1, which was, are you open to learning about essential oils, they aren't going to be interested in questions 2 or 3. These questions are so important, so please write them down and memorize them and allow them to become very natural in your conversation. So let's discuss your posture. As you begin to go out into the world with your doTERRA business, it's important to be aware of how you're presenting yourself to others.
We call this posture, but it's more than just standing up straight. It's about having a confident attitude, clarity about what you're doing and why you're doing it, trust in your product and what you're offering, and awareness that people are choosing to spend time with you and ultimately to buy from you because they like and trust you.
We say that people are buying you. In this business, you represent doTERRA and you're a product of the product. I don't mean you have to look perfect or a certain way, but it's important to cultivate a habit of self-care so you feel rested, healthy, and happy. Schedule time to do the things that bring you joy and eat the foods that serve your health. Spend time with people you like and admire.
Become familiar with the products and attend trainings and even convention. Often, the convention is such a turning point in faith and commitment because to hear the company executives speak about their mission and the culture of doTERRA is so affirming. To spend time with 18,000 other wellness advocates who are on the same mission as you are is also very confidence building.
It's really quite amazing.
I love the convention.
We highly recommend convention. We will also post some supplemental exercises and materials on the Facebook page related to this. But for sure, anything you can do to feel trust and confidence in the company and products, clarity about your goals in business, and feeling confident and healthy will be key to your success.
One other tip I would suggest is that you consider paying attention to language. As you begin to inhabit your doTERRA business, for instance, do you say they, like they offer supplements, or do you say we? I like to say we offer supplements because we are doTERRA and each one of us is a part of this company. There's a transition that happens where you start by thinking of yourself as a customer, at which point the company is separate from you, to thinking of yourself as an active participant and contributor to doTERRA culture, in which case it's we. It also becomes our goal to represent ourselves and the company in a positive way with high integrity and respect.
So look at the photo above, and who would you prefer to purchase oils from? The slouchy blonde or Wonder Woman?
If you look at her posture, you can see she's confident, she's proud, and she's happy. All of these qualities are very attractive. Your posture is so important. It's a fact that 75% of our communication is nonverbal. Our body language, posture, tone, and appearance affect how others perceive what we are saying.
Our upline Little Shepherd advises us to smile, even when we are on the phone.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'm feeling pretty confident. I have my list of contacts. What if I go out and start contacting people and someone says no to me?
I hate it when people say no, but this is a great time to bring up this story from Seth about the cookie.
Totally.
We often feel shy when we are approaching people about doTERRA, especially in the beginning, as if we are thinking, I don't want to take up their time, I don't want to bother them, and this will make us feel doubtful and less confident.
But you can reframe this and consider the fact that you have something incredibly valuable and useful to offer. It's as if you said to yourself, I have the very best cookie in the world. Then you have the opportunity to offer a friend a bite of your cookie.
If they're not interested in your cookie, you may think, well, okay, but what does it hurt? But does it hurt your feelings? No. Are you afraid you offended them? No. It's really fine.
Because even if someone says no to you, you still have the cookie.
You still have the cookie. We might say the most fantastic cookie in the world, right?
Right.
And you can then offer it to someone else. This is the best part. The truth is you only want to share your cookie with people who love it, who want to taste it and appreciate it. Some people aren't ready for your cookie yet. So just check back later. It's all fine.
So once more, the first attitude we described, where you're afraid of bothering them, is acting like they have the cookie and you're trying to get a bite of their cookie. Maybe you're thinking, hey, can I have a bite of your cookie? That cookie in this case represents their time, their financial resources, and it's natural for us to be hesitant to ask for a piece of that. The second way to think of it is you have the cookie. You have a wonderful product, a wonderful culture, a wonderful opportunity that helps so many people in so many different ways. You can be confident in the greatness of what you have to offer, and they can try it if they want to. But whether they say yes or no, you still have the same great opportunity, product, and culture.
Some people will be ready for an invitation, but some people you just need to reconnect with. I know I have a lot of friends who I totally love, but maybe I haven't really talked to them in a few years. So I wouldn't just call them up and say, hey, guess what? Can I tell you about my new oil business? I would call them and see how they are doing and reconnect. I would ask how they're doing and what's going on in their lives. With friends who are in town, maybe you would ask them to go out for tea, have a play date with your kids, or just go on a walk. We're all so busy these days, and one of the side benefits of doTERRA is that reconnecting with friends and cultivating relationships is actually part of the business. Whether it's by phone, a tea date, or going out for lunch, enjoy reconnecting with friends and getting to know acquaintances better. Let that be the reward. If you appreciate the people in your life, your business is naturally and organically going to grow.
Focus on the relationship. I mean, really, what's more important? Friendship is the greatest thing we have. So just relax and be a good friend. Listen, ask good questions, connect, and be authentic. Tiffany Peterson says, the quality of your relationships is dependent upon the quality of the questions you're asking.
When you reconnect with old friends or get to know acquaintances better, it's natural for them to ask, "What do you do?" or "What have you been up to?" It's useful to be prepared to answer this question so you don't stumble. We suggest this answer: "I do the most amazing thing. I teach people to replace their medicine cabinet with natural forms of healthcare. It's cheaper, more effective, and easy to use."
This is what they used to call your elevator speech. Be prepared to explain what you do clearly in about 10 seconds. Let it be something that will encourage conversation. For instance, if I simply say, I sell essential oils, that's a bit of a conversation stopper. So as you're working on this, remember to create an answer to that question, what do you do, in a way that might make people curious to ask another question.
So let's talk about inviting people to classes. Always know when your next class is coming up. That way, if someone is interested in learning how to use essential oils, you'll be ready with a specific event to invite them to. If you don't have a class set up, check the calendar for local events or offer to meet them one on one. Here are a few phrases you can try asking people.
This is a great way to phrase your questions. Write these down and memorize them. Of course, you can personalize them, but this just gives you a really great, simple way to start. Are you open to natural forms of healthcare? Would you be interested in learning how to use essential oils? What do you already know about essential oils? I had a team member recently tell me a story about inviting. My team member, let's call her Annie, had gone into a shop. The person working in the shop said, "Oh, you smell so good. What is that?" And this led them to talk about essential oils. The employee in the shop asked my friend Annie, "Oh, do you sell them?" And she was really interested in learning more. But then Annie came right out and said, "Oh, well, why don't you give me your email address and I'll invite you to a class?" She said that this person in the store's energy immediately changed. She became closed and less friendly, and she said, "Oh, I'm really busy. I don't think I could come." So Annie ended up feeling kind of stuck and didn't go any further. The lesson Annie said she learned from this was to ask permission-based questions. For instance, if she had said, "Would you like me to invite you to a class sometime? Would it be okay if I sent you an email?" It might have all gone differently.
Permission based questions is your way of phrasing things to give the other person the power. Don't tell them what they should do or what you're going to ask them to do. Ask them, "Can I call you and invite you to a class?" As you're giving a sample ask, "Would it be okay if I call you next week and make sure you know how to use this and see how it's working for you?" Then they actually expect you to call. This can make all the difference because you're not imposing on them, you're asking their permission.
Getting back to our ever expanding names list. One way to have endless names and endless contacts is to ask people in your network for referrals. You can ask questions like, who do you know that has chronic pain, experiences digestive issues, has migraines, has sleep issues, and so on. And people will almost always come up with others who may like to hear what you have to offer.
Even if someone says, "No, I'm not interested in learning about how to use essential oils," you may respond, "That's okay. However, do you know anyone who might be interested?"
Through the process of making contacts, keeping up your list, and talking with people, momentum will begin to build. This momentum from your consistent actions is a key to your business.
A good basic pace is to maintain, to be open to everyone. Make 1 to 3 contacts every day, and if someone says no, it just means not now. Remember not to take it personally and just to move to the next person.
In this business, it's important to maintain that momentum. Imagine that you're going to plant a garden this year. You might go and get some of those tiny seed pots from the nursery and plant seeds in them. You'll need to tend to those baby plants and water them each day.
Sometimes I've known new wellness advocates to give someone a sample, then never contact that person again.
It's like planting the seed and then never going back and watering it.
Another example is that a new wellness advocate might put in a lot of work 1 month having a party and contacting people, and then life happens and they need to attend to other things. But when they get around to coming back to work on their doTERRA business, they have to start all over because time has passed and they've lost any sense of continuity.
So the message here is to decide on what your actions will be, like for instance, contacting a couple people per day, and do it consistently. Not just for a week and then forget about it. Plan on doing it consistently and making it an ongoing habit.
If you plant your seeds, as Tiffany Peterson says, the harvest cannot be prevented. It's a law of nature that if you prepare the ground, plant the seeds, and nurture them, the plants will bear fruit. I recommend writing that down. The doTERRA business is not a short-term plan. We are creating long-term prosperity. I'm even going to read that again. The harvest cannot be prevented. It's a law of nature that if you prepare the ground, plant seeds, and nurture them, the plants will bear fruit.
And Aisha, I think this goes back to our idea from last class of living for a couple years like others won't, so you can live the rest of your life like others can't. So
Absolutely.
prioritize your business and stick with it a little bit. Usually people give up too soon, and that's really the only thing that prevents success with doTERRA business.
And keep in mind that some seeds that you plant will sprout immediately and some will sprout much later. So keep tending to them, watering them, checking in with them, and then it's amazing down the road how somebody can suddenly be ready.
It can take years.
Yeah, hopefully not on everybody, but it's true. We have friends that we introduce to the oils, and 4 years later, they're ready to jump in and do the business. I have some people I've introduced and they're ready to jump in that moment. So it's really all dependent, but just because somebody says no, don't give up on them.
Mm-hmm. Your homework for this week is to identify what you need to get started, like your supplies. Go to Aroma Tools or one of the other websites we mentioned and purchase those supplies to use for samples. Make your list. Once you've made your list, start connecting. Connecting could be a phone call, a text, or a tea date. Set a goal that's reasonable for you. We suggest 5 people this week. Well, 10 people. Talk to 5 of your old friends and make 5 new contacts. So that ends class 2. Thank you.
Thank you.